Hey, it's working. Hey everybody, hi. So I've been trying to make a video for about 30 minutes now, and it has not been working for me. So hey, I'm glad it finally worked. So I wanted to come on here for a couple reasons, just chit chat a little bit and talk about some exciting stuff and just chit chat. So you guys know I haven't been feeling very well for the last few weeks. So when I do feel well, on a day I do feel well, I try to take advantage of it. So we have a lot of new people. So hey, hi new people. I know that I want to. This is directly to the new people and anybody struggling, because I know that when you first start doing low carb, especially as a vegan, it is kind of a struggle. But I promise you that once you get into the swing of it, it gets so easy, you guys. It's so easy because you just kind of naturally know which foods do you better. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to weigh, a lot of people don't like the scales and stuff, but for me, I think I've told you guys this before, and of course I lost it once I decided to start doing the video. I've kept charts ever since I started. I've kept these charts of, weights and blood sugars and ketones, and I took little notes. There was one week I remember that I was being so perfect on my diet that I was gaining 1/4 to a 1/2 pound a day, and I was like, what is that? But then the next week I lost 7 pounds. So I think that tracking is very important. So for all of the new people or anybody struggling, I would suggest that to find out how different foods affect you, if you don't have a blood glucose monitor or whatever, so that you can't do it that way, then track everything and see which things are affecting you. Figure out what your trigger things are, or what your stop your weight loss things are, because there's certain foods that if I eat them will stop my weight loss. It might not make me gain, but it will stop my weight loss, stall my weight loss, whatever you want to call it. Like peanut butter. Peanut butter is my arch nemesis because I love peanut butter. Anybody on here knows that I am a peanut butter freak. Peanut butter, oh, messes with me so much, guys. I can't have peanut butter. I can't even have a bite of a peanut butter low carb cookie, because if I have any kind of, now, okay, I should back up. I can have the dry peanut butter. I can put that in things. It's not, because it's not like peanut butter. For some reason, it's not like peanut butter. But I can't have peanut butter. So, sorry, I digressed. So back to what I was saying, for the new people, please track things to start with. Track what you eat. You don't have to track amounts. You don't have to track how much. You don't have to track any of that. Just write down. At the end of the day, you can write down, so let's say that for dinner you had, I don't know, what did you have? An Impossible Burger, the meat, and a salad. You could put Impossible Burger and a salad. Okay, maybe you had lunch that day. You could put that you had soup and some low-carb bread. Whatever it is, just write it down. Don't worry about writing, I had 2 cups of soup or 3 tablespoons of that. Don't do that. Just track what you're eating so that you can see if there's any things in that need to be adjusted. And if it all looks perfect, let me know. You could send me a weeks-long tracking list if you're having problems, and I can look at it and maybe hopefully pinpoint some problems. I do have a background in nutrition. I definitely have a background in weight loss. I've lost thousands of pounds. Hundreds at a time. I've done this several times in my life. This is the first time in my life I've ever known this is going to be the real thing. So if you're having problems, let me know. Let me help. I want to help. And eventually this group's going to get so big, I may not be able to help individually one-on-one, but right now I can. And I have the time. I'm not working outside the home. I do some catering and some personal chef work for some people, but that's easy. To me, that's fun. That's not even work. So this is the time, if you need my help, to get my help, okay? Because I may not always be offering it this freely and this easily. I may not have the time to do that. So, okay, moving on. So, anyway, the things that have been making me ill the last few weeks, which are personal, or I would share them with you. I'm not dying. I'm not, fixing to kill over or anything like that. They're just bothersome things, bothersome type of physical element. And they're getting better, so I'm very excited about that. I've really been taking steps forward, being on top of it, making sure that I'm advocating for myself, and all that's getting better, so I am feeling better. I've been really tired lately. Nothing unusual about that. That's part of being in stroke recovery. Stroke victims, we have issues, and exhaustion is one of them. But see my tracker? I've been tracking my steps again, and I'm trying to get 6 to 8,000 a day, which is 3 to 4 miles for me. Not always hitting that, but at least I'm trying. I'm giving it a jolly good effort for trying. I've started lifting arm weights again. Now, for any of you guys who don't know, before I had my stroke, before I started this, a few years ago, I was a Beachbody coach. I was really into working out and stuff. I didn't love to work out, but I loved what it did for me. And I haven't been able to do that for over a year and a half now because of the stroke and stuff. So if all I ever get to do is lift hand weights again and do a little walking, I'm happy with that, guys. I really am genuinely thankful for everything that I've gained back from my stroke. So I'm not complaining at all. So that's just been fun little additions. I got to tell you guys what happened the last couple weeks. Okay, so like about 2 weeks ago, right before I went to my daughter's house, I stepped on the scales. I'd had like a 10 or 11 pound gain. I mean, it was a big gain, right? I hadn't weighed in like 4 or 5 days, but it was a huge gain for just those few days, right? Because I wasn't eating out of the pocket. I wasn't having carbs. I wasn't doing anything I shouldn't be doing. I was eating my normal way, right? And I was like, well, that's weird. But I just wrote it down, put it down on my paper, and went on about my business. I went to my daughter's house, spent a few days there. My pants were a little tight, because I've thrown out everything that is not my current size. So my pants were a little bit tight. I was like, what is going on with this, right? And then I came home and I told my husband, I said, man, I feel like I've put on 20 pounds. And it wasn't 20 pounds, and I knew that, right? So him and and when I come home and weighed, I had lost like 4 pounds of what I'd gained, right? So I was still about 6, 7 pounds over where my last low weight had been. And I was like, yeah, I'm not happy with this. I said, I want to go on a fast. So we fasted from last Sunday night until Friday. We ate on Friday. And of course, I lost all of that, plus about 4 more pounds. I couldn't believe it. I just, a big chunk of pounds. I was like, what the heck? It was like I was bloated up or stagnant or something. I don't know. It was really weird. And then today I decided I was going to go through my closet, clean it up. About every 2 weeks, I try to go through my clothes, because if I don't, there's things that I lose weight and go right past and don't even get to wear. So I went through my closet, and I must have pulled out, I don't know, 25 different outfits that I can no longer wear. It's just like, and some of the stuff is not that I can't wear. Some of the stuff is I just looked at it and thought, that's not my style anymore. I'm 60. That's not my style. So that's what some of it was. But some of it was just stuff that I can't wear. I was like, okay. I went through my skinny pants drawer, and about half of them fit. So they all got moved over. So I'm now officially in 8s, and I still have 2 pairs of 10s they're not baggy, but they're loose, but I really like them. So I'm not getting rid of them yet. So I'm officially in an 8. I'm officially in the 150s. Haven't been in the 150s since 2000 and something, the early 2000s. And that was when I literally, oh my God, guys, I used to work out at this gym for like 3 hours a day and then starve myself on top of it. Oh my God. When you're 40, you can do that. When you're 60, you can't. So anyway, so I'm pretty excited because I see my end game coming. My goal weight originally was 142. So yeah, that's like a month or month and a half from now. So it's like, okay, I may decide to go lower than that. I don't know. Okay, so I want to talk about what makes low carb easier, how you can make it easier on yourself. For some reason, a lot of people I get these messages and people will be like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life if I can never have this? I'm like, wait, back up. Okay, first of all, let's not be worried about the rest of our life, because that could be till the end of today for all we know. Trust me, the night I had my stroke, totally unexpected. That could have been the rest of my life. I could have been done. So I don't think like that. And it's really hard for me to answer those kind of questions, because here's the thing. When I get to my goal, when I'm at my goal, and it's somebody's birthday, I may want to buy a birthday cake. I don't know that I will, but I could. And if I wanted to buy a birthday cake, I seem to have a certain amount of control now that I never had before. But if I took that bite of birthday cake and it started some kind of weird thing, or I thought it was going to start some kind of a weird thing, then I would pull myself back. I'm a very strong person. I've been through a lot of really tough things in my life. I was kidnapped when I was younger. I mean, I've been through some hellacious moments in my life, so it's made me really tough. So if like when I decided to quit sugar cold turkey, boom, I quit sugar. Haven't had sugar since. I'm weird about it too, man. I read the back of everything. If even it has a little bit of sugar, and I don't do it. We recently gave up all of the like We made sure that we don't have anything with aspartame, sucralose. We don't have any of those kind of sugared items in the house. We pretty much are getting rid of packaged foods in our house. If I don't make it, we don't eat it. You know, so, and the only drinks that we allow ourselves is the Zevia, which is the soda that's made of stevia. And if you ever look at the ingredients on the can, it's got like 4 or 5 ingredients, and you will know what they all are. There's no color to the soda. It's like clear, it looks like clear water with bubbles, because they don't use coloring or anything. So that's the only thing that we allow ourselves. And we're down to, we have one with our dinner, and we share it. Last night we shared it. So yeah, we're down to pretty much just water. This is our thing. This is your savior right here. Drink water. Water's good for you. That's just all there is to it. And for some reason, I quit drinking coffee. I lost my taste for it. I don't know how that happened, but somebody told me a long time ago that they bet if I gave up coffee that I would lose weight easier. And at the time, I thought, bullshit. Coffee don't take up that much room or calories or anything else, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that for some reason it seems to be easier. I don't seem to be having abnormal cravings. I don't seem to be getting hungry. I don't seem to have hunger the way I did. I don't know if it has anything to do with giving up coffee. I just think that it's really funny that they happened at the same time. You know, so, but it is something that I think that happens. Like, okay, I'm going to give you an example. When I quit smoking cigarettes, at 30 days, I was like, okay, I got all the nicotines out of me. I should be feeling better, but I didn't. At 3 months, I went through this crisis. I really wanted to smoke, but I didn't. 6 months, same thing. All of a sudden, one morning, I woke up at 8.5 months quit. I woke up, rolled over, was like, I'm a non-smoker. And I've been happy about it ever since. And I haven't smoked for 13 years. You know, so that's kind of how I think that the low carb thing works. At first, you kind of have to white knuckle it a little bit because you're like, oh God, I can't have, butternut squash is my favorite vegetable in the whole world. I love butternut squash. And when I first decided to go low carb, I was like, but isn't there some way I can have butternut squash? Can I just have that one thing? And I tried several times to have butternut squash. Messed me up every single time. It would just mess me up. It would either cause a weight bloat, gain of a pound or so, or would make me crave sweets. So no, I can't have butternut squash, not right now. I do hope that when I'm in maintenance, because I'm going to be able to eat a few more calories and a few more carbs, I do hope that I can add back in butternut squash. Out of everything I gave up, that's the one thing that I would want to add back. Seriously. But I do know that at first, giving up potatoes wasn't hard. Giving up pasta wasn't hard. Those kind of things, I don't know. They're just not that important to me. Bread, oh my God, you guys. I make homemade bread. I'm one of those people. I like to knead the bread. And I get into it, right? And and I make really good bread. So when we had to give up bread, all of us were like, I even have a sourdough starter in the refrigerator's doormat right now, but I have a sourdough starter because that's what we love, sourdough bread. I even made sourdough rye. Yeah, we missed our bread. I will probably never add that kind of bread back. I've learned how to make the low-carb breads. I like them just fine. My husband likes them. We're adapted to them. Our taste buds are adapted to them. And we talked about it last night because we had the low-carb bread and we turned it into like a garlic bread and we had it with our dinner last night. And I said, do you think you'll ever want to go back to having real bread? He said, I don't think so. He said, I like this kind of bread. He said, it's chewy, it's thick. We can have more of it. So we'll probably never go back to the bread. But in the beginning, struggle. We were on the struggle bus. And my husband was seriously on the struggle bus. My husband, have you ever, you know, Rodney Dangerfield is, my husband's like, I like big food. You know, he likes big food and he likes tasty food. He likes the mouthfeel of food. So he struggled. He struggled a lot more than even I did. I struggled more with desserts and sweets and things like that because I gave up sugar and everything cold turkey, and I really struggled. And at first I did try to recreate desserts. I've made keto strawberry shortcake, keto brownies. I've made all that stuff, right? And it's good. It is good. But the problem with it is that it makes you still want sweets. Or it did me. It made me still want sweets. Now, I'm glad I know how to make that stuff because, like, Thanksgiving's coming. I know how to make him a keto pumpkin pie that he loves, which I will make him. And there's some keto candies that I just learned how to make that I will make for the grandkids and stuff. So I'm glad I know how to make that stuff. But I've completely cut myself off from dessert. And we were having, like, that vanilla one-carb ice cream several times a week after dinner. Last night he had ice cream and those cookies I made him. I didn't have anything. And he come to bed later and he was like, he goes, I was just freaked out that you didn't want no ice cream. He said, and you just didn't eat anything after dinner. I said, nope, I'm not eating after dinner from now on. I'm not eating desserts. I'm not eating none of that. And like I said, I'm strong enough that I can go, I made that decision and I just stick to that. I know not everybody can do that. I get it. But I want to tell you that if you do 2 or 3 days really good and then you fall off a day, just get up and just keep going. Don't assume that one meal or one full day of binging or gorging or whatever, don't assume that that's going to screw everything up. Even if you gain 10 pounds from one day of eating a bunch of shit, you can just keep going and you will lose it because your body kind of picks up steam as you go. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll start losing inches, and you'll start losing pounds, so you'll have big losses, then you'll have no losses for a while. The month of, okay, this is October. The month of, the last part of August and the first part of September, I was all over the place, but I couldn't get below a certain range. I just kind of was like stuck there, right? So I didn't really have any loss or it was just a weird month. So that happens. That happens. But now all of a sudden in October, I'm almost 20 pounds lighter than I was during that time. So, don't assume that screw ups here and there are going to derail your whole program, because they won't. And I will tell you that unbeknownst to my husband, when I was at my daughter's house, she wanted me to try this new vegan place with her. And guess what she got us? Macaroni and cheese. Like real white pasta macaroni with vegan cheese. I said, babe, I can't have the macaroni. I'm sorry. But I took a couple bites because she's like, Mom, I just want you to try it so bad, please. So I took a couple bites of it. It was really good. It was really a good macaroni and cheese, right? And that's it. It didn't do anything to me, thank goodness. And it didn't make me crave anything, thank goodness, right? But it could have, so I was watching for it. I was ready for it. So you have to kind of hang tough. You kind of have to somehow, you have to find your want muscle. I think we have mental muscles. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that muscle in there that is like, no, that food is not worth, or eating like that is not worth derailing me from what I want. If you want weight loss for health, which is what I want more than anything. I mean, my stroke doctor told me I needed to get 40 pounds off. I've gotten 80 something off, and I'm just going to go for it. I want to be the weight my body's supposed to be and just stay there. I just want to stay there and be healthy. This is the first time in my life I've ever known that I'm going to get there and that I'm going to stay there, because never before have I been so careful and tracked everything. I've never tracked myself like this. I've lost hundreds of pounds before. I never tracked anything. I just lost my weight and started eating the old way again. That this time I'm so careful, and I know all my triggers, and I know all the little things that can trip me up, and I know all that stuff this time. And so I know that this time it's going to work. So please track your stuff. Please track your stuff and be aware of what your little things are. Set yourself up for success. Like when we go to our kids' house, we take our own food. Our kids don't mind. Sometimes they'll call and say, hey, if we make you guys some vegan meatballs out of Beyond Meat, because they're having meatballs, will that be okay? And they also, all of my kids now have a box of healthy noodles in their refrigerators for when Mom comes to visit. How cute is that, right? Because they're the 0-carb noodles, right? And so if they're having spaghetti with meatballs, they can make us meatballs with those noodles. And it's cool that they do that, right? But most of the time, we just take our own stuff, and it's no big deal. But set yourself up for success. If you're someone who is used to eating a lot, and the thought of cutting down to small amounts is just freaking you out, eat a lot, but just eat the low carb stuff. Because when you first switch from carbs to low carbs, and you know what, they call it low carb. How about this? When you first switch from starches, that's what it is. When you first take all your starches out of your diet, and you're just eating your vegetables and only certain fruits, and your protein, you're just like, oh my God, really? You're going to lose weight. Your body's going to go, whoa. It's going to release all that water, because for every pound of starches, carbs, whatever, in your body, you hold a certain amount of water. So you lose a lot of weight. Like the first week or two, you should lose 10, 15 pounds if you were a big carb eater to start with. So, and then after that, it's going to slow down, and it's going to go by the amounts you're eating, what you're eating, when you're eating, all that stuff. All that stuff plays into it. Everybody has different timing. I know people that can fast for 12 hours, while they're sleeping, and they get up and they have breakfast, they have lunch, they have dinner, and they'll even have a snack before bed, and they're still losing. Right? That's pretty cool. Then I know people that have a smaller window. that only eat 2 meals a day. I know people that do 1 meal a day. I tried 1 meal a day, you guys. I did. I tried it. I'm going to admit it. I just tried it. It did not work for me at all. I have to have the 2 meals a day or I will not get enough food to give me enough energy because I cannot eat those huge meals in 1 meal. I just can't do it. I've tried. And it's funny because I used to be able to do it, you know, but not anymore. And I'm not going to force myself. So figure out what your specific needs are and then design your plan around that. And if you need help designing your plan, please reach out and let me help you design it. Let me help you figure it out for yourself, okay? Because that's what I want to do. So this is probably going to be put on Facebook because I haven't put anything on Facebook in a while. So if you're here on not Facebook. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry about that. This is going to probably be stuck on YouTube. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, and you're interested in getting help with designing your own plan or whatever, you can find us on Facebook in the low carb group. I will put a link down below in the description box for you. But come there, join the group, and get some help. You know, you don't have to be stuck for the rest of your life. And this does not have to be hard or yucky food. Just this week, I learned how to make a fabulous meatloaf. I put the recipe in our group. I made my husband some macadamia and white chocolate cookies that are all low carb in the recipe file. We've got recipes for you. If nothing else, we've got food pictures. You can scroll through pictures and see all the different foods people have made and get ideas from that. You know, you can ask for ideas. Everybody's willing to give ideas. So, you know, there's a lot. We have a lot to offer in the group. I don't think people utilize the group as much as I personally would. Because I know that for me, if I'm going to get involved with something like that, make a commitment, I want to know everything. I'm going to be in there tracking my stuff. I'm going to be in there talking to people. But that's just me. Okay. And that's what works for me. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. My husband and I are going to go do some shopping and hanging out together today. So, ciao. And I will see you all soon. And hopefully I can figure out how to turn this off.